All right, so Super Mario Brothers Wonder, arguably the biggest Nintendo Switch game for the Nintendo holiday season, a first-party title, and a game that a lot of people were looking forward to, myself included. Now, admittedly, I kind of like the 3D Marios more so than the 2D Marios. I think the 2D Marios are great, don't get me wrong, but the 3D ones just feel a little bit more special to me. And when you, of course, talking about the best 2D Mario games of all time, you talk about games like Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. At least I talk about Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, but let's keep it a buck. The Mario franchise, when it comes to the 2D entries, has been stale for over a decade now. It hasn't been great. New Super Mario Brothers U was the latest brand new 2D entry, and it just kind of lacked any sort of pizzazz or flair or anything to sort of make it stand out. Now, obviously, there were some major changes done with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Charles Martinet has been removed. He retired. Now he's the ambassador for the Mario brand or voice, I guess. I don't know. There's a new guy here. I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I didn't really notice a difference. I've never been someone who's, constantly listening to Mario's wahoos and stuff like that, but I'm sure there will be some people that do notice it. But a new art style, a new sort of art direction, and of course, some interesting level designs seem to have this game slated as a really awesome game. So I just want to talk about it. I have not completed the game yet. I've played for about 5 or 6 hours, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and impressions on it because I feel like people are going to be wondering, what do I think about Super Mario Brothers Wonder, even though I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. So right out of the gate, you have a riveting story. Bowser's doing bad stuff. You're in the Flower Kingdom. You got to save the people in the Flower Kingdom. Nothing too outside of the norm with this. You, of course, have Bowser Jr., who's running the show, while Bowser himself is out and about in his little castle in the sky thing, and it's fine. I'm not playing a Mario game for any sort of story. I'm playing it for the gameplay and visual style. Now, when you first start up Super Mario Brothers Wonder, it all feels very familiar, and I mean, it kind of should. It's a 2D platformer after all. It's a 2D Mario platformer, so I didn't expect anything to be super crazy or super different in terms of basic things like the platforming, the level structure, the level design, and when you're first experiencing the game, it all feels very familiar, but very well done. Mario himself has a bunch of new animations. The enemies you encounter, the Goombas and the Koopa Troopas, they all have new animations that are well done, I feel. There's some brand new enemies you'll come across in the game. It looks like a 2D Mario game, but I think it looks like a very highly polished 2D Mario game with a lot of sort of flair done within the designs of the characters, and really the flair definitely shows when you access these wonder flowers, because essentially what you're doing is you're collecting these purple tokens. These purple tokens are kind of the in-game currency, and then within the levels you can find these wonder flowers that completely transform the level and make everything kind of like an LSD trip. If you've ever done that, I don't recommend it, not my cup of tea, but everything gets kind of psychedelic and funky. Things move that shouldn't move. Up is down, left is right. Sometimes you'll change perspective. I think that's pretty much where all of the originality sort of went into with this game, was with this whole wonder element. And the wonder element actually, I feel like it's a play on words with this, because you're always wondering, what's the next sort of wonder flower situation going to be like? How is it going to transform the level? How is it going to transform the gameplay? And I think that's what makes it really unique, is how it manages to transform the gameplay, because it gives you like a bunch of different gameplay styles that you wouldn't expect to see in a Mario game, and it keeps things interesting throughout the level designs, because a lot of the level designs, they're pretty by the book for what you would expect with a 2D Mario, especially the different areas that you visit. Underground stuff, there's a desert thing, this, that, and the other, caves, and then your basic levels and stuff. It's all kind of out of the 2D Mario playbook, but that wonder element definitely keeps things fresh throughout the adventure. And of course, there are new power-ups that that Mario can access in this game as well. I won't talk about all of them. Some of them that I think are pretty cool is the ability to kind of throw bubbles, and the bubbles can hit the enemies from a distance or trap them within the bubbles. There's also like a mining helmet that you can get that allows you to sort of dig into the ground and, you know, access different things there, or access some of the flowers that are there. The talking flowers, of course, something I was very against, but you know what? When I'm playing the game, I don't hate it. I have not turned off the stupid talking flowers because it's not that intrusive. It's not that bad. It kind of gives you a little bit of a pep talk. Maybe I was a bit too hard on the flowers, but I've kept them on. You know, I've definitely sort of enjoyed what they offer. Now, what's interesting about Super Mario Brothers Wonder is the badge system within the game, because it's not enough that, of course, you have a myriad of characters to choose from, and characters like Yoshi and Nabbit are a lot easier to play through the game as than Mario himself or Luigi himself. But these badges basically allow you to have different abilities and you unlock these badges by playing through the game and doing the badge related levels. I'm going to keep it honest with you guys. I sometimes equip a badge, but I never use it. Like, it's fine. It's very easy to use. It's the R trigger on the Nintendo Switch controller. So, you know, it's easy to access, and it does give you things like a higher jump or a longer jump or a dolphin kick or a second level dolphin kick when you're underwater so you could swim faster and stuff like that. And it does make the game a bit easier. But for me, I just wasn't super interested in it because, you know, I've been playing 2D platformers for, well, probably longer than some of you guys have been alive. So I didn't really explore all of the badges. I didn't feel the need to, and I didn't even unlock a lot of the badges that I came across. I just kind of skipped the level unless I needed that Wonder Seed to sort of progress throughout the game in order to get to the next area. Now, I think it's a fine addition, and it's kind of needed a little bit, because I'm not going to say that this game is like, you know, NES difficult or anything like that, but it's definitely a bit more challenging than a lot of 2D Mario platformers have been. When you start a level, you'll basically see like a meter that tells you how many stars the level is, and the higher the stars, the higher the difficulty of it is. And some of these levels can get pretty tricky. Learning some enemy patterns and stuff like that can be a little bit deceiving upon first glance, and I died quite a bit in the game. Now, of course, you have access to a whole bunch of lives. You can buy lives with your purple coins that you get that are sort of your in-game currency, so it's never really a matter of running out of lives or anything like that. I never felt like I was in danger of that, but having to restart the level, you know, that's kind of the new norm for 2D platformer games. It's not like they're gonna make you restart the entire game. Could you imagine? Children across the nation would be crying tears of sweet sorrow because of the fact that they had to restart the game. But I do think there is a bit more challenge with this game, and what's nice is you could skip some of these levels should you want to do it. You have a decent amount of freedom, not quite the level of something like Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, as far as where you want to go and when you want to go there, but there is a bit more freedom than in previous 2D Mario games as far as choosing your path, which I definitely really appreciate. Presentation wise, I mean, you've been seeing gameplay. This is my recordings of some of the levels that I wanted to show you guys. Tried to sort of avoid some of the later on spoilers, but it has a very nice art style. Like I alluded to earlier, you know, it's all new animations and stuff like that. I think the character designs are nice as far as, you know, your enemies, your Mario and his friends. You know, boss battles get pretty crazy because those also use some wonder elements in them as well. I don't think I recorded a boss battle though, but I mean, do you really want to see a boss battle, or do you want to experience the boss battle? I believe I know the answer to that, but I definitely like the visual style. And you know, if I had to say one thing that I found a little bit personally disappointing was some of the backgrounds. Some of the backgrounds in the game, there are times when you can access the background area, so it's kind of like a 2.5D thing, but some of these backgrounds are just a bit bland. They're a little bit boring, and I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world because you're focused on the foreground and the level in front of you and everything that's happening. But sometimes I just like to look in the background. You know, just a minor nitpick that I had with the game. I felt like some of the backgrounds could have been a little bit more imaginative and maybe a bit more interactive, and you know, more things sort of happening. You know, it feels a little bit barren in some of these backgrounds. Audio wise, everything is good. You know, music sounds like Mario music. Some pretty catchy tunes here. All the voices sound pretty decent as well. You know, like I said, the new Mario voice, like I don't really notice a major difference. Like, it sounds like Mario, and you know, obviously it's a little bit different than Martinet, but I'm still flabbergasted how people were so hung up on this game as far as the, voice changing, the voices changing. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe there's just diehard Mario voice fans out there. Let me know in the comments if you're one of them. There is an online element to this game. There's two types. There's with friends and then there's with randoms. Honestly, I tried the online stuff and I did not like it with the randoms. Like, you could put like a little thing down in the ground to be like, oh, I was here. But when you're actually playing it, it's honestly very confusing because instead of characters moving around, you have silhouettes of characters and they're like, they don't interact like really with you. Like, you don't knock into them or anything like that. So if anything, it makes things a bit more hectic and a bit more confusing, and it feels unnecessarily so. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I feel like I would have preferred a traditional, system where you are playing with people online and it's just like you're playing locally, everyone's on the screen and all of that sort of stuff, or maybe even just a brand new mode in general for the online aspect of the game if you're not going to include a standard online sort of thing, kind of like what Sonic did in his latest game, Sonic Superstars. I like the online in that. Wasn't a huge fan of the online in this game. But overall, this is a really, really damn good game. And I think 2D Mario fans are going to be like overjoyed with it. Like I said, I prefer the 3D stuff, but I can appreciate the 2D stuff. And this definitely feels like a top-notch 2D platformer. I will say it is better than Sonic Superstars. I mean, let's just keep it a buck here. But I think both of the games are really well done. It's nice to see, both Mario and Sonic thriving in 2D style, which is what, they were known for. That's what people have the nostalgia for. When you had your Super Nintendo and you had Super Mario World, or you had your Sega Genesis and Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like, it's a good time to be a 2D platformer fan, and I've definitely been appreciating both of these games for different reasons. But yeah, Super Mario Wonder, it's a top-notch game. Nintendo managed to take something familiar, a formula that you're kind of like, okay, well, what could they really do different? And they managed to make it really well done. I think in the next game, though, I would like to see a deviation in the level types. I don't want to see another desert, jungle, cave. Like, give me a city. Give me hell. Give me the moon or something like that. That was really fun in some of games like Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. All of the levels were completely different themed, and it just feels like it was a bit more creative. So that's probably something that I would look forward to in this franchise, because I think it's going to be a franchise. This groundwork is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best 2D platformers probably of all time. So all we could do is build up from here. So definitely excited for the future of 2D Mario, and I mean, we got another top-notch game on the Switch. So let me know in the comment section down below. Have you picked up this game yet? If not, what are you waiting for? I'll have a link in the description box down below for an Amazon affiliate link so you can buy Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I can make a little money off of your purchase. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are brand new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.